Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. This is a Mac. This is a PC. I'm kidding, I just had to make that joke. Actually, what we're looking at today is from the Takara Legends line. This is Bumblebee, which is a repaint of the Hasbro Titans Return Legends class Bumblebee. Right off the bat, two things you should notice is, number one, the Takara version has a clear windshield that allows you to see the headmaster sitting inside. In this case, Spike. We'll get more with him in a little bit. And also, one thing I thought was pretty cool is Takara is a better paint match the yellow. As you can see here on the roof, there's a yellow section on the Titans Return version that just doesn't stick out on the Takara version. Basically, the Takara version also is a couple shades darker, more like the original toy, whereas Hasbro goes for a brighter canary yellow. Also, in terms of detailing, come around on the side here, and like every Bumblebee figure released since 2007, there's a black stripe on the side. Takara instead goes for painting the rims on the tires. Other than that, both toys share the same paint details on the front, the rear, and on those rear wheel wells. That's basically about it for vehicle mode. So we'll pause, we'll get into robot mode, and in between that, we'll take a closer look at Headmaster Spike. Okay, and here's Headmaster Spike. Not really sure what this the body here is reused from. It's either reused from the original Headmaster for Cerebros or Fortress, or this is a reuse of the Leonad, aka Daniel mode, from Titans Return RC. I think I'm going to go with the latter on that. But what it does feature as the face for the Cerebros or Fortress figure is the Hasbro Titans Return Cerebros face. This is the face that was featured in the Rebirth cartoon, not on the original toy, and also not on the Takara Legends version of Fortress Maximus. This, though, has been paint matched to match the Takara Legends version, which is kind of nice. For collectors, they now have the choice of which head they want to put on, even though the head that came with Legends Fortress Maximus is closer to the Headmaster's cartoon. I do want to have a bit of a warning now. As you can tell, the head of Spike is made out of clear plastic. They even went ahead and created a little panel or some paint work to create a face in there. Clear plastic, as we all know, can be very brittle, and the ports for the Headmasters or Titan Masters on the Deluxe and Up figures have varying degrees of stiffness. So I'd use a lot of caution if you're going to use this figure as a head, as over time you may crack or damage the plastic, causing the head to come off, which would be a little bit of a pain to have to get out of one of those sockets. Well, that's pretty much it for Spike. Let's take a look at Bumblebee in its robot modes. Here we are in robot mode, and there's not a lot of new paint detail because there's not a lot of new plastic exposed. The black is the same as on both figures. Really, the only difference here is on the Takara version, I would say Bumblebee's face is just a shade lighter than on the Titans Return version. It's something that's, noticeable in hand, but when you have both figures side by side. Other than that, turning the figure around, nothing different here on the backs. Just, the same yellows and what have you. Realistically, there's no noticeable differences from the vehicle mode. You can still see the clear plastic there that's now on Bumblebee's chest. And yeah, I guess that's about it. We'll just pause and get into our final thoughts. Realistically, this is the same figure as Titans Return Bumblebee. So the various intricacies of the mold are still present on the Takara version. Yes, on mine, the tolerances are a little bit tighter, so the vehicle mode holds together a little bit better, but that's not to say that somebody else is going to buy this and have a floppy mess that's worse than the Titans Return version. Overall, as many reviewers have said, the Titans Return Legends Bumblebee was not that great of a figure, especially compared to later Legends such as Sea Spray and Brawn. I got the figure just for the novelty of having a Bumblebee and Spike together, and I was curious to see, what Takara was going to do. If you're on the fence, I'm sure in time the price on this will come down slightly. But having bought it off of Amazon Japan, I can tell you I paid a much more reasonable price than you would at Big Bad Toy Store, eBay, or some other domestic retailer that would have to import the figure in. But I do also feel I need to mention, come December of 2018, there's going to be a Bumblebee standalone movie, and it's quite possible the price on the Takara Legends set will shoot back up, if go down at all. So ultimately, I can't really direct you one way or the other. All I can tell you is that I'm happy with the figure. I think it looks nice. And it's just a little bit closer to getting a nice update to the original G1 Bumblebee, which I don't think we'll ever properly see, since Volkswagen guards the license, tightly, so that super deformed compact Volkswagen Bug we're not going to see in toy form anytime soon outside of the Masterpiece figure. So, this is your old pal Chuck for Bumblebee and Spike. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.